Maneva na say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
You see this? Wontumi lawyers filed stay of proceedings at Accra High Court pending determination of interlocutory appeal challenging court's decision ordering him to open his defense in the Samra Boy illegal mining case. Sa case ana ewo ha judge ne ka kire Wontumi say e was say obi any case na omyeti ono so side of the story a judge ni bua say Wontumi be kan case no oma file e appeal. Oma file stay of stay of proceedings. Omo de den omo say ye for tabono ento so. And these are some of the things they do. Now what is going to happen? And they say stay of proceedings, Wontumi and the lawyers I file say assembly engineer. Now omonko back to the appeals court. Now omonko challenge it. Yes, judgment, Remember, where one of the two cases are Wontumi a standard trial, criminal trial. Now the question here is, what has the Attorney General done here? It is because the Wontumi and his group, and the criminals who steal from us, they have studied the system, they have weighed the system, they have analyzed the loopholes. They are going to waste your time. Now, are you going to say, so person or appeals court, echo appeal that judgment? Are you going to say he can't do it? He has the right to do it. Because if you were in that same position, you would have allowed, or you have said, you are also Ghanaian, you have the right to appeal a decision. It's the case now, judge, I'm a judgment womb, say you had two cases, so Chairman Wontumi says, judgment on Tiasie. It's your halty case, or appeals court. Remember, appeals court now, there are cases they are already sitting on. Chairman Wontumi cannot enter appeals court and say tomorrow, Mundi case, mami. No. Now they will have to find day and time to listen to Chairman Wontumi to prove to them say adentina asamna judgment na buy no on person bejiatum and send us to a case so you can see these are the technicalities every political criminal uses because your legal system is weak. Actually, you get a president who does not want to follow, or you get a government or an attorney general who is like Godfrey Dame, who will be buying judges. It makes it easy because then at the end of the day, you don't know when when you get a former attorney general like Godfrey Dame, he will buy his way out. This is where he gets his own judges, he pays them money, and he says, the case with mommy, 24 hours, you better case in so. But if you want the system to run on its own natural course, now say, person interfere, and people should have their day in court and face the court. These are some of the things those criminal lawyers and criminal politicians who steal from us, they take advantage of the system. So, Memetna has said, Attorney General Bon, I can't do that because the Attorney General has made his case. Now, Wontumi, I could not judge. The judge say, you have to make your case. Wontumi so on TSC or appeals court. What can the Attorney General do? The Attorney General has to wait for the appeals court to make a decision. And then they can come back and continue the case. Now, who is delaying the case? Is it the court? Is it the Attorney General? Is it Wontumi? So you see, it is the kind of system that we have built. And that system we have built, say, ya me ni anya den. Na ye ndi no kra nkyere ye ho a, the system will destroy every single person. And it is some people were calling for fast track court. And I agree with them. Because these cases like these, you don't have to let it go through the normal court. You need to have a specialized court that sits 24 hours, that sits every day to determine these kind of cases. So I agree, and I side with the people calling the Chief Justice to make some good changes. So far, the Chief Justice is not really impressing me. If you tell me to give him 1 to 10, I'll give him like 6. The Chief Justice is not impressing me because all these cases, all these things are supposed to be a priority to the judiciary. Specialized courts are supposed to be working now. We have had specialized courts, we have had tribunals, we have had all these things. They are all talk. No court has been put together. So it makes it look like the judiciary is also not helping. With all due respect to the Chief Justice, this is the time Ghanaians want you to prove that you brought some new innovation, new ideas to change our court system, our legal system. And it's a J.A. buy or the fast track court buy because now it's Simono or Onkophobia what target yomo. The fast track court wasn't bad, but it is the intentions are not J.A. for a one team. Now fast track court no the buy na a nipa bi no target yomo. But anka fast track court no say anka na adwene tare na adwene papa anka e was say effective. But J.A. for the fast track court because na adwene boni woni team. Na opeso diewu na opeso osai nipa bi abrabo and into the fast track court the buy but that fast track court no to be very honest with you a very good court osanka yesoso emani ye adwuma but because of adwene boni because of diewu okufo adwene boni e dan itrim na nipa bi adwene boni wo itrim a na opeso odi omo boni nti he made sure Tachuchika Tamoni Adiade he was able to manipulate the court to get his own people to jail people he never liked. I'm asking, Moba say, Abai I the same thing. We cannot be doing the same thing that we have been speaking against. We cannot be sitting here and doing the same thing Kufuor did, do the same thing Ekufuor did. We need to recalibrate and make the system right. But the issue here is we need the judiciary, we need our legal system to be situated well, to be on its feet. Right now, it looks like the legal system is on its one leg. It looks that the legal system, the judiciary is weak. So people are taking advantage of the judiciary because there are so much loopholes in the judicial system that some of these criminal politicians and their lawyers are taking advantage of. Okay? Now, last we catch the Ghana for saying, about law, about Emra. Recently, now me can't talk on one. When it comes to the law, your group of people in Ghana, last time we educated Ghana for, so far, the Attorney General is in court prosecuting. You have full judgment yet, but you can see all the cases the Attorney General said they were going to work on and prosecute. They are prosecuting. But you see, last time we catch Ghana for, and I was talking to my big brother, Captain Smart. When it comes to political prosecution and our prosecution in Ghana, your group of people of Ghana, they have taken their time, they have sat down, they have looked at your judicial framework, senior your court system, and they've been able to locate or identify the loopholes, and they have been taking advantage of it for years. And anytime I catch them, I say, when the government comes to power, that's a government not tactical when it comes to prosecution. The government can be in power for 8 years, 12 years, 16 years. They cannot prosecute anybody. And it is simple. It is simple because the elite, so-called elite in our politics and in our judicial settings in Ghana, no, they have sat down. Time Ekufuor about power, no. What the MPP did was that Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuor, they took their time. They analyzed Ghana, your legal framework, you know, and they took their time to look and find the loopholes. And then no be say say president be aba Supreme Court, you know, na we nipa miensa, na we nipa mienu. Adentina na Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuor ba no okono oja nipa be 20 was Supreme Court. It is because they sat down, they looked at their legal system, the judicial system, and they identify the loopholes in it. Because Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuor, they are diabolic. They are bad people. And the so-called the law system, no, your lawyers system, that is what they do. They sit and they protect crime. They protect criminals. They protect corrupt politicians. And what makes them effective, then they say, they take their time and analyze the legal system because they know the Ghana's legal system, it is not strong. The honest truth, no. The legal structure in Ghana is very weak. And if you get a very corrupt lawyer or a corrupt politician, they will sit down and look at the legal framework, the judicial system. They can pick out where all the weaknesses are. And that is what they are going to use to make them look as powerful lawyers or politicians. And that is what we have been going through for some time now. Now, so what's the deal? Now, politicians in Ghana are not scared when they are stealing. They are not scared because Onim say there is a lawyer or there are a group of lawyers who have been able to assess our legal framework, our legal system, and they have been able to unlock all the loopholes, and those are the people who will, no matter what, be able to maneuver even when they are caught as public servants or as lawyers. There are a lot of politicians in Ghana. They are not scared to steal from Ghanaians. They are not scared to be corrupt. Because, so what's the deal? Most of our politicians, quickly, they become lawyers. And when they become lawyers, they don't practice. They need that. They will have an idea about how to run away when they steal from us. Now, what over the years, for the past 8 years, is say, Nana Akufo-Addo be create a dangerous. And if you don't take care, that is what is going to hurt this nation as time goes on. And we need to be very tactical when it comes to political prosecution. Because they know they are committing a crime. Every single person who was stealing from us or stealing from us knows they are committing a crime. But the question here is, why are they not scared? Because a few years ago, they saw a politician go to court, how they struggled, how they were harassed. But why do you think, so there are politicians in Ghana who feel so proud stealing from Ghanaians? It is because they have mastered how to maneuver. They have mastered how to steal, to evade the political system, the legal system. And that is one thing Akufo-Addo be ya. And kasi ame ni anya din anje Ghana free Akufo-Addo nsema. Akufo-Addo would have made Ghana a country with a democratically elected president, but the base of the country will be a tyranny, whereby some group of family members and friends will be running, killing, abusing, and the world will never see. Akufo-Addo was building some kind of inferno, fire under this country. But on the surface, everybody saw this country as a democratic state led by a democratically elected president. And that was the danger we were in. Now, when I hear some of my fellow journalists speak about prosecution, attacking the Attorney General, getting angry, and letting the people think, there's somebody sitting in the court and deliberately delaying, the people who are standing trial, no, are buying person over prosecutor, I get worried. I get worried because I want us as journalists sitting on radio and TV to educate the public for them to understand what is really happening when it comes to prosecuting a political criminal who has stolen millions from us. Our court, majority of the cases are run by money. We were here and Anas, Arim Yao Anas, a whole scandal expose on judges and court clerks taking money without any fear. Don't think that that thing is gone. It is not. It's still there. There are some very legitimate lawyers and judges in Ghana, which there's no doubt about. But let me tell you, what you saw, Anas expose, it is still in the system. It is still eating the system. And don't think that those people don't know each other. They know each other. Megachira Musa, Ochi politician. It is totally different from just arresting a civilian who is not connected to any political crime. Because you see, who arresting any other person on your political criminal, it is easy to prosecute them. But when you arrest a criminal, a political criminal, who at the end of the day has been able to win a lot of money, I'm talking about the booty on the side, or sour people who have been able to look at the legal system and identify the loopholes. Prosecuting such people, you have to be tactical. You have to be very careful. You have to be meticulous. You have to know what you are doing. We saw how Akumsin did. The foolishness and the deliberate stupidity or exhibiting here in power. We have seen what Tokonu has done. We saw what Jane Mensah did. We saw a lot of these women, the way they abuse that power. Nobody is going to make it look like women are underdogs in Ghana. In my books, no woman is an underdog. So about to be the Samson, the women are more powerful than men. And make no woman think, we are going to give it to you easily on a silver platter. No, you need to compete for it. With all due respect to the women in Ghana and women in politics, please work hard. Prove yourself. So far, the NDC government in Bayamon position here, they have been exceptional. Look at the deputy health minister, Ayensu. Look at the tourism minister. Look at the vice president herself. Look at women like Mahama Fund, even saying Obobia Dako. Look at this lady, Afotofi, deputy transport minister. Look at a woman. There are so many women who are delivering, and we are seeing them work hard every day. So make nobody think you sit there, and no, it does not work like that. There are so many women working so hard. We saw what Adwasafo did in Ghana, and Kwasiade Adwasafo ye. Okotena brochire almost 2 years now. Otia brochire kan Kwasia slangs. Omu nyano mo yemba, and Kwasiade omu yemma ntumi nye. So make nobody think oh your ba. Na so person ko politics him. Ya o Sicilia da pa Kwasiade Sicilia pa ye. Kwasiade Adwasafo ye. Oslo Wusu, Hawa Kumsin. We are looking at somebody like Sound Kwasia someone nyina ko so Ghana. Jane Mensah. We are talking about Tokonu. These are women who misuse their positions. They abuse the power. They disrespected and insulted us. All because the Padudwan say, we are not going to allow anybody. So we see what the First Lady is doing in Ghana. Hospitals are Lodina Mahama is in Ghana. No? The whole of MPP as a political party from the day I see she's a woman and she's working hard. And in the Oba Ghana history, some of the first ladies who have contributed to the development of Ghana. You cannot mention two people without mentioning Lodina Mahama's name. Nana Kuredo and General Rawlings. We saw their impact. And yet, sisters keep us so. And yet, where they become where are people who are making raw impact in our communities. Hospitals are Lodina Mahama AC, MPP, Yetse, Omun CB. So, Lodina Mahama alone or contesting MPP, I should win. Lodina Mahama nkwa oyini resume say nyoma waye inti ya hwaso nto abama no na wo de Baomia begina Baomia cannot contest Lodina Mahama because when it comes to contributing to national development Lodina Mahama has contributed more than the MPP from Kufuor all the way to Ekufuado. Because Lodina Mahama can point to over 7-8 hospitals away here. MPP cannot point to one. So Lodina Mahama alone is stronger than the MPP as a political party. So why should even Ghanaians consider MPP? And I want it. Lodina Mahama, Onunkwa, what she has done in Ghana in terms of help, development, bringing a year in healthcare, their contribution, her foundation alone, Juma Omayeno, associate the whole of the MPP from Bafuakoto time, EBC Bawumia time. Because today, you Lodina Mahama resume, not Lodina Mahama Kasemaya president, near you resume, near you Bawumia resume. The things of Lodina Mahama has done practically on the ground, saving lives, Bawumia MPP, you don't to me and cancel Lodina Mahama. So why should we even consider the MPP as a political party in Kwasiafo? First of all, you should beat Lodina Mahama's record. So MPP per se, they should first make sure they beat Lodina Mahama's record when it comes to health infrastructure. Almost the MPP for Jimmy. Now, are you in the canon? Where is canon? Yanko enim wedja. Oh, bodam. He cannot save you. You got your position and you became arrogant. You became power drunk. You became a politician. You decided to destroy the same nation that gave you an opportunity. A woman. And say me who statement to be na some women in parliament. They were saying say be maybe a contested oba parliamentarian. They will shame the man. And I just want to say this, with all due respect to women in Ghana, nobody is entitled. Make nobody feel they are entitled to be in parliament. We have women on this planet who are seen as equal to men. I don't see women as underdogs when it comes to positions, academics, when it comes to competence. I don't see women as lesser, or I don't see women as weak when it comes to competence, knowledge, competing for positions. And to make no woman in parliament think, say, because of your banty, a man cannot contest her. No. We saw what Tokodu did when she was given the position as the Chief Justice of Ghana. There are very good women around who, when they are given a job to do, they diligently do the job. And we have seen women who are dangerous when they are given position. So no woman should put in their head, say, I am in parliament. Into Sebema contesting me. And was say, Ghana, then you are not being realistic to yourself. So why you say, yeah, you will lose that seat to a man. What men can do, women can do better. And I don't underestimate any woman's intelligence. Eche obakwa sia. But obabia wajin watu was say, obebon homoding, obeye juma, ohunu say or lesser chamber mano. You should not be intimidated because a man is contesting you. It is about your competence and what you bring to the table, your effectiveness. So no woman should think in Ghana say, so rap parliamentar, ni seat should not be contested because of your bantira. No. We have seen corrupt women in our history. We have seen some. First, Niajin say, Emawa Abadaye, what the 2 more bar, it is safe. Talk on one will say, what the 2 more bar, you have to be cautious. Jen man say, will say, oh, time to be more bar, you need to be cautious because any man, you know, papa. And Babu are opportunists. So, Oba be a power drunker or a dangerous chamber. So, nobody in Ghana parliament, and Ghana's parliament, no woman politician in Ghana should feel say they are entitled. That issue about when I go to parliament, when I become an MP, no man should contest you. We will make a man contest you to prove to you, say, you need to work harder. Because Bema Biedi wa Chama Babia or Ghana. And Obabiedi wa Chama Babia or Ghana. As far as say, why you ready say, Ope say, was 7, you need to bring your competence, you need to prove. Nobody is going to be given an easy route because you're bar into contest for parliament. Parliament. No, and your mind answer. With all due respect, your bar omni bradie, your bar corrupt, give to a worry. Your bar abusive, your bar very dangerous. So we are not going to see Obia say or Babi person about politics. The moment we see a woman contesting for a parliamentary seat, we should all fold our arms and say, let her go. No, nobody's going to do that. It is all your banner or Ghana politics or parliamentar. Remember, I love you. I respect you. You have worked hard to get there. Work harder to keep that seat. Because I will not sit here and defend any lazy woman. I will only defend women who are competent and hardworking, like my wife. I will not sit here and be like, you know something, we are banty, or Pesoko Parliament, me NDC, Kevin Taylor also supporting me. I need to look at your work. I need to see how competent you are, how dedicated you are to the work. You need to come in not as an underdog. You need to come in as a competitor. It's more money man kasano. Mamon can be being to a man trim. Say politics there, parliament there. So your banner person bar and it's a Bema contest too. We will let the men contest you because we want you people to be better. That conversation, I was hearing it, I was watching, I was like, this is funny. Or Baby or person keep you sit or parliament. You need to work hard. You need to show and prove. Say, you are equally better and even much better than any man who contests you. Make nobody think, say, or your banty. We will sit back, don't touch her, let her go. Me, those things are not in my books because I don't see women different from men. Moja efam ba mu no eno bi efam ba mu. Abadaya won ba mu no ebia na won ma mu. At the end of the day, akoma da mu no ebia na da ba mu. Prove to us to say you can deliver. And any woman, especially any NDC woman, any MP, who will prove to me, say, she is ready to work and deliver, I will support you 100%. I will dedicate my platform to campaign for you, to give you the nod, to support you to stay in parliament. But don't think, say, we are NDC niba, we are Obanti, I will say automatically, me campaign now, and I say, try to push you. Nope, I'm not going to do that. And majority of the young people in Ghana, they are not going to fall for those nonsense because you are Aslausu or Ghana. You are Ghana. the arrogance, the disrespect, the insult, the clear abuse of power, the generalization in parliament. We saw what Asla give to your worry. Give to your worry. Give to your worry. High Court dismisses Gifty Owari's application seeking to halt the case until the determination of her appeal. Gifty Owari ojina court o. And the ono so aba or say Gifty Owari wako appeals court. Ya judgment rule the case was so on TSC or also called appeals court. Right now or insist the case na e High Court na ya halt case when man court. Yanko appeals court. This is the tactics they use. This is what they use, and this is their plan all along. It is a delay tactics. They know they have committed a crime. They know they have to go to jail. But you see, they are marking time. They are delaying the system. And the question here is, you and I, what can we do? At this point, are you going to blame the Attorney General? This girl is a thief. This bastard. This dirty cockroach. This half piece of a human being. But he's using the court today to protect herself. I feel more dynamics, no. If nobody should sit in Ghana and say, Attorney General, say, Attorney General. No, the Attorney General is working. But the question here is, at this point, what can Attorney General do? What Wontumi is doing, it is the legal system. It is the judicial system. The Chief Justice needs to prove to us that he is also interested in these cases. We need to give some of these cases a highway. We need to give them a specialized court dealing with these matters, because if we mix these criminal cases, these high-profile criminal cases with regular court proceedings, we are not going to get anywhere. And that is what I want the respected Chief Justice to understand. See, I'm mixing these cases with the regular cases in court. There's regular things happening now. We are never going to get anywhere because they have strategized. They have looked at the system. They have seen the weaknesses in our legal system, and they are taking advantage of the system. And can you blame them? No, because our legal system, our judicial system is weak. So Chief Justice is not impressing me. With all due respect to you, say, you are not. We are not seeing anything. The judiciary is the same way Tokonu left it. We have heard you say a lot of things you want to put in place, but none of them has been put in place. So at this point, we are still where we are. We have heard you, the innovations you have spoken about, the things you say you want to do, the legal system, the judicial system, but we are not seeing anything. It's all about Chief Justice speaking. Chief Justice saying we will do this. Chief Justice saying we are going to bring this. Chief Justice talking about magistrates, talking about tribunals, talking about fast track, but nothing is happening. Almost 2 years. So if this is how it's going to be, then it's going to be tough. The fight against corruption, making sure we are prosecuting criminals is going to be difficult, because then these same people, who system no, scrutinize the system no, lawyers ya konfo, way system no, they know the weakness in the system. So we need to also strategize. We as a nation, we as a judiciary, we as a legal system, we need to find a way. But if we are going to play the same 4-4-2, a thief like Gifty Owari, Kwasiaba way, should walk. Wontumi, they work, because now they are taking advantage of the system. They are raping the legal system. They are raping the judicial system. What are we doing? We are just there, and they are fucking our asses. Why should we blame the Attorney General? Because it's an easy point to blame. Why should we blame the Attorney General? Because they are easy to blame. They are easy to be blamed. So the question here is, hey, NDC bar power, NDC jail in Babako. The Attorney General is Attorney General for Ghana. And NDC in AJLU. And the court and the Attorney General representing Ghana, the evidence all provided. The Attorney General can court the fear and cases or the, but the court does not belong to Attorney General. It is the court that is making things difficult for all of us. These people who are criminals, they are taking advantage of the system. Tokonu, me say, opa onko ECOWAS court, ne ECOWAS court gaze Tokonu wudi bim ko oba why na oba ne ho abedi judge wa Ghana. Enti say ECOWAS court for no own, what they are doing is, the more they sit, the more they make money, and normal. They are using Tokonu to build their house. ECOWAS court for no to one, judge for no. The more they sit and listen to judges, lawyers defending and going back and forth, the more they are paid. Tokonu has become the new cash cow for the ECOWAS court. Kakrana akano omejini nyine di. Na nanka me pese ECOWAS court kase Tokonu di bem. Na ma hwese omko bo Tokonu powder se omra Ghana na ometena Ghana Supreme Court or a Chief Justice. Ni hwese Ghana for guha. Tokonu, you are wasting your time. ECOWAS court cannot force our constitution. ECOWAS court, they are not bigger than Ghana's constitution. There is nothing you can do. A waste of time. Hey, so almost say you were a chief justice who was sacked because of corruption. That's all. It will not change anything. Araba Tokonu wako ECOWAS court. Also on tin one still yenye the chief justice for Ghana. We are $10 million. These are the greedy people. Yes, so Muswa and the Attorney General are responding to the court, the ECOWAS court. Or say, Muni Bibi, Mami way. So about Ghana Krano contest is over so a judge on to me your judge. Ghana Fokra at this point, nobody is going to allow Tokonu to even sit on any case as a judge or a lawyer. So the court should throw away the nonsense because we have moved on as a nation. Inti Tokonu agenda nyina say ECOWAS court the cracker say Tokonu odibima Tokonu ba Ghana be de obetu han na ECOWAS court no omo di mama samawie ECOWAS court ni siwo no asem si Mali na asem si Guinea omo to be dili wonsam enkwasi asem Tokonu me say opa onko ECOWAS court na ECOWAS court ga Tokonu udibim ko oba hwan na oba ne ho abedi judge o Ghana enti say ECOWAS court for no own what they are doing is the John Mahama queried with UN. It wasn't about money. He wasn't asking any European or American or any foreigner to pay any money to Africans. Because no foreigner, no country can satisfy Africa with money. It's a fact. What John Mahama did yesterday, abe history, it was for people to admit that wodan kukuyoboa wonana kan swamubi sebi yedomo fa nyome bia eni se edi nipa fem. So the conversation is not about John Mahama going to the UN and speaking for Africans and forcing the oppressor, the slave master, to admit that it is not about money. And it is not always about, when people speak about issues like these, it is not about money. And sometimes the journalists, it's because John Mahama and Africans, no. And when I sit here, when people say, and yeah, you have a credit to make Ekufuado, any other president have spoken about slave trade. But the difference between what John Mahama has done and what those other leaders are, Omoka slave trade, and they say, John Dramani Mahama, at the end of the day, was able to make sure the slave master admitted to their mistake, their crime. That is the difference between what John Mahama did yesterday and what the other president at the end of the day read. Because Ekufuado went to UN to read a script. He did not enforce what was in the script. The other president who spoke on this slave trade issue, they read a script. They did not enforce what was in the script. There's a difference between you going to UN and reading a script. And there's a difference between you doing everything possible to make sure the script you have read, action is taken on. The John Mahama, it is a step higher and further from what has happened in the past. So nobody can sit anywhere else and compare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo recitals at the UN. Compare it to the action John Mahama has taken. Remember, Argentina in the past, we didn't see Akufo-Addo going to UN to table this as a motion for people to vote on. Because let me tell you something. When it comes to the United States, United Nations, you just don't go there and put something on the table and say, everybody come and vote. It doesn't work like that. Before a country says, I am going to vote for this your motion you have placed on table, and I say at the UN, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. That is where your foreign affairs ministry comes in. They will have to coordinate with these countries, make a case to them that we are all going to the UN. We are going to table this. The reason why we are going to table this, and the reason why it is different from what you have heard in the past, is because what we are about to table, this is what it captures. This is what it stands for. This is what is going to stop. This is what is going to bring. So you need to lobby, make your case behind the scenes before you come to UN and say, I want to table this. And in all these years, you never saw any African leader being bold to come to UN to say, let us vote on this issue. Because you cannot just bring something to UN and say, everybody votes. No. The people who are coming to vote, Obia will interest and Obia will reason to or to Abano. You will have to do what? You will have to convince them. You have to do more than what anyone has done. You have to do something extraordinary for them to say, okay, bring it and let us support what you want us to support. It is not just John Mahama standing there and talking. A lot of work went into this. It means before all these countries, 123 countries, voting for this motion, it means they are taking their time to analyze the person who is bringing this on the table. They will first look at the character behind that issue. Why not decide we better table so me to swaba? What does he represent? Does he have credibility? His track record? Is he somebody that we can trust? Is this somebody that Obeka somewhere he is not going to dilly-dally at the end of the day? Is this somebody who is doing this for himself or doing it for the African continent? So John Mahama say we admit to say the slave master has done you people wrong. You know, those people looked at all these things. They just didn't come sit there and say, yes, 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 no. They sat down to analyze the person who is behind that document, the person who is bringing that forward. They need to look at the person and say, our credibility, Anna. Is he being a selfish leader? Is he doing this because he wants money? Is he doing this because he wants to underestimate somebody? Is he doing this because he wants to do what? Disgrace somebody? But they look at the person. They look at the track record. I'm going to share John Mahama. Consistently, I'm going to follow the message. Consistently, almost the political career. Consistently, almost consistent when it comes to his beliefs and ideologies. Consistently, they have seen what he represents. Consistently, almost an African who wants the African to be heard. So, majority of the people who voted and said yes, it wasn't about money. It was about the person, the message, and what it represents. So, don't just look at it like that. And the Sanka Obiako UNA, Obetwako Tebu Bibisa, let's vote on it. No. There's a lot of work you do behind the scenes. You need to meet these countries. You need to sell your message. You need to let them understand that this is not just a normal document. This is something that will elevate Africa, will change the minds of people against Africa, will to give some confidence to the young African. So it is not just going to the UN and holding a paper and reading, and their white people will say, yeah, yeah, no. Into the group, these kind of things, it is too big for your mind. As such a margin, you are not there yet. You don't understand these kind of things. You need a very strong collaboration between your country and other foreigners, other countries that are representing their countries on the UN board. Enti mamu hu ne track say I John Mahama ko UN and John Mahama ko UN no the I say wa ko redeem abrofo ajatum oju say easy. You think it's a joke that John Mahama just read? Now, ade abrofo mo to no omu hu John Mahama so nipada. Abrofo mo to no, is this the first time they have seen an African leader speak about the reparation and slave trade? They have seen lots and lots of them. Nana do dan kweku for call UN Ecocan African trade once they saw him like a goat. They saw him like a goat. He was just rattling. He was just accenting himself. He was just trying to tell the white man, I can speak stupid grammar. They saw him as a joke. They didn't respect him because they saw that all that he was doing there was an act. And into that, Nana Danko when he went to the UN to go and speak about blah, 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 and they saw him as a joker. They all ignored him because Obu said, it's just for politics. He did not mean it. He did not believe in them. But you see, when John Mahama engaged these countries, 123 countries, he made them understand. He explained to them. It almost was an assessment, They spoke to their leaders. The representatives, no more UN, they spoke to their leaders. Every single person there spoke to their president and said, Mr. President, the president of Ghana is tabling something here, and it's about slave trade. We are also white people. Some of us were involved in that. Do you want us to agree Then the president will ask the representative, what is he talking about? Do you believe what he's saying? Have you read it? Have you checked the person? This president, do you know him? What is his track record? They look at these things before they are like, yes, our president said yes. So it should tell you the number of presidents around the world who respect John Dramani Mahama. And then no Jimmy. He was speaking, they were not even listening. Because this guy came with an accent like an English dog. They could not even verify his accent. Nane Kufuado, Kasana Okano, is he a Ghanaian? Is he a British? Is he an American? What kind of accent is he using? They saw him as a fake doll. So they didn't even respect him in the first place because he was pretending. He was not being himself. They did not know whether he was an African or he was a Russian toy or he was an English toy. They did not even believe where he was coming from. So they were not excited to even follow his message. But when John Mahama went there and spoke as an African, behaved as an African, was honest like an African, they looked at his track record and saw an African in him. They all agreed that this man is telling us the painful truth and that we have committed crimes against him and his people. So let us all admit. So this is a big deal. Dan kokuya bua we asomamo. Sanyoma we mu Peace FM 4, OK FM nisa insha montiasie esondodo. You don't understand this. We no ewa asomamo. In terms of this conversation, munjai mayenye. Margin endu sa level no. Or chi binim kwane ade endu sa level no. In terms of monchi mo hu free sa nkomo we mu. Mama fam hu meshem. It was not about money. It was not about fame. Inti mamu make that statement because say memo be in terms sikama African leaders. Now African leaders or more Africa can abrofo betu mamu sikama must save Africa problem you know. They can't. Boni abrofo di Africans no amount of money can solve that problem. Can reverse that crime. It is not about the money. Yes, Ramo. And we just want to understand something, Mr. President. Yeah, the All African Games, we want to know the investigations, how far. Because Dankokuya Boa any team, almost 15 days, and we are 15 million. So we are asking for a year Ghana for Mr. President. Mahama orders forensic audit into 13th All African Games. We want to know, Mr. President, how far with the All African Games audits, Dankokuya Boa and his group, they organized that event. We want to know the audit. We want Dankokuya Boa them to come and explain to us how millions of dollars they use the money to organize the All African Games. We want to know. So, Mr. President, this is a reminder. They are supposed to be in jail by now. They are supposed to be facing trial. So I don't know why the forensic audit has taken long. The Attorney General, the CID office, whoever is in charge of their investigations, we want to get to the bottom of that forensic audit. How far with the All African Games forensic audit investigations? Dan kokuya bua mo peso mu mi busa mo. Dan kokuya bua any group na organizing All African Games they want to know. Omo peso mu busa say forensic audit da ben na mu be wie. Where is the former sports minister? Me hu na che sa jimi no. That former sports minister, Ochukunko for kid. On this one chop some. This one chop. Now, me telling can't check. Now, I say press conference. I'm asking you, Mr. P, what's that guy's name? With Jimmy too, but boy, no. The former sports minister. That guy. I'm asking. That guy. Oh, when me wuna chapapa. Now say omo press conference the former sports minister, where is that guy? Where is he? We want to see him. It's been a long time I saw him. Oh, Chukunkov on your friend they be oboding. Oh yeah, I know he check at your this one they paid it, I didn't pay it. Oh friend, I know oboding. Where is that guy? The former sports minister will risk a rough obeko jail. So this is a reminder, Mr. President, the NDC government, Dan Kwekuyabwa is asking the All African Games forensic audit, we want to know the 13th All African Games. We want to know where is Mustafa Yusuf, the former sports minister? Where is that guy? Does he come to parliament? Nowadays, he doesn't talk crowd. Now they be like, why is he quiet? He's going to jail. Now, yeah, bedility. And the BBC, our parliament. and another history has been made by the NDC government, led by John Dramani Mahama. Now, Ghana a drew point to be a Ghana drew point to be a nobody in Ghana from today can be working in Ghana and acting as if say oko law school a adechin oko heaven. NDC abane she Ghana for bo. John Mahama she Ghana for bo. Say wa opese oko law school bia o Ghana no. Sa Ghana law school a omo monopolize Ghana a law education no. John Mahama can opposition say omo ba omo betwem. Se siano law education no. You better exams said the yetro wasi no. Universities, tertiary institutions are yebemo munina accreditation say omubetuma chere law hono. They will have the right to teach law and to conduct exams on their campuses. Parliament passes legal education reform bill to abolish Ghana School of Law monopoly and decentralize professional legal education. The other two judges say, and obi beso law school or to the obi beso law school or to piawo obi wo srem obi wo asantememu ni nyina ne say also obi aban kran na obedress te say kufuado ana bedi etuo na okọ bebi efe no makola ehon kwa na obetima ko Ghana law school ho na wakonya abodini ede be law John Mahama aban no and the parliament omotwem and from the day sa embra we be start aye adwuma no ye ba be ma some universities be accreditation and the permit. Aban be taking the time. I got some schools around the nation. Facilities no access yomo we say so that facility edimwa or say law. That institution will have the permit to teach law. Now, the Emmanuel Fene say in Bedru Ghana law exams are trying to no you bet the same thing srim. So between santimem 7 o'clock say or law exams are the same 7 o'clock will be so at srim. The same 7 o'clock will be at Western region. The same 7 o'clock in the morning will be at Eastern region. Omobetro exams need to say the union wasi at the same time. It obi tina baby monopolizing can say right now there because this old law no that monopolization what happened and they say nipe bi edge Ghana law school ni boss. Your former judges, your former lecturers, your politicians, your nipakuo bi omo imagine say because sika wo mu nsemunti because of more connections in tea, because of more akranti, automatically no every year be omo nipa be law school. So see idea every Ghanaian John Mahama say Ghana ni ba bia o pese okosua law no ye biem. Schools bebre eba benya the permission to teach law ewo omo various campuses. Na omo wi a mo nyina bo betuma atena aye den atra exams abeye lawyers in Ghana. Ejane obi antumi nante Ghana enfa law ehunahuna obi enkasa media me call law school untumi kobi. Say why you ready so be call law school? Now I ready so be sua de. Now I ready so person pass here. John Mahama ne NDC are buying and them no can say our parliament. Almost say Ghana ha nyina ye ba bebie law schools bebre. Sane be ya enyan krankwa. Schools are be mama accreditation no to teach law or have that law exams or no omu nyina betuma akere law. Na obi abetumi akoho akosua law abetro apase abaye lawyer. Eye majority leader eye ayarega ekasa e parliament and dem mienkotie no.
We've made promises and we are delivering on those promises. We promised law students that if they voted for us, we will carry out reforms that will ensure equity, fairness, and access to legal education. We have today successfully passed the bill. We believe that this is the dawn of a new era where all students will be fairly treated. Whichever law school you go to, whichever law faculty you attend, all of us would end at the doors of the National Bar Examination. All of us, whether you went to Lagos, or you went to UDS, or you went to UCC, or you went to Winneba, wherever you went to law school, we will all end at the same place, which is the National Bar Examination. And it is there that lawyers will be determined. This is a promise that the NDC made, and we have kept the promise, and we want all to witness that we have kept the promise.
Straightforward. NDC promised law students, and that promise has been fulfilled. Ye discrimination if you ye that monopolization of law school if you and the obia Ghana. Ye nyina be law school exams no obia betuma be lawyer enye nipa ko bi nko enye politicians fo bi nko enye nipa bi asika kakra o munsem obi o ha me wa fa a lawyer intime me wa fa a judge intime wo chance some ko ebi ni hobiem. You see, NDC abano ebiem, and I would like to credit the Attorney General and his deputy for working so hard on this bill. They have really worked hard to get this passed. The Attorney General day and night, on the deputy Srimsai and the Attorney General himself, Ayeni, they have worked so hard to put this together to make sure it is airtight to move Ghana forward. So we can never forget Srimsai and his boss Ayeni, the Attorney General, the work they have put in the history of the Republic of Ghana. It is under the leadership of Ayeni and Srimsai as the Attorney Generals and Wontumi ejina ede inkrata CNE and making sure say and Ghana obiabetuma law school anywhere in the country and write the same exams the same day to become a lawyer. And these are some of the things that refi. We should not underestimate the nipebi eye ama Ghana. And this for shayebo omo diebo no so. Now there we nipa bebrejun say to me maso. There are so many people omo ye police for, omo ye immigration for, omo ye soldier for. They all want to go into law, but they are scared. The reason is omo niska omo ko do makola usika sa. Onimo bia onim so ko school no ko try be fail no. Majority of Oma and the Omoya lawyers of Ghana, Nina a connection, nobody be a lawyer because a makola, because Oma monopolize it. So be mobia, Sebio or powerful, or bet me craft for be me a makamana pass it. Sadia ni chem. There's so many people, professional people who want to go to law school and who are smart, but because of the monopolization, Nipebi Ekenten so Ghana, yen to me nyashinti, so many dreams were shattered. But John Mahama be unlucky. And so many young Ghanaians can go into law. They can become lawyers. They can defend the people. They can also be bold to say, we are defending good people in this country. And this is what governments do. This is what governments do. And you see, sir, aban bi ba, debi ameka chiremo. Sir, aban kekanyo mesienia. It does not take one day. Damage a MPP here Ghana. Now share 1 year with John Mahama ne NDC Juma Oma ya. I know sometimes I'm mutima with the 2 months in China refi home. And I be catch them no. The Juma John Mahama in this 1 year 3 months no. I'm bebre mutima with the murempo fi a jai ku for the mufe mo ne ba omia. It is because of good governance. Sika mo hye yawa mu komu. Ejuma egu ye. Sama Ghana for na debia nipa yemu hye omo in a contractors omo juma gu ye. Importers ni exporters are omo say ye. Most of you guys, you have recovered a car bada musunyama and mumubi masa jinamo naso to mure fee. And anytime I'm catching say, Mema mure film ho because owufo okunfo no MPP ejimi for no they are on the sidelines. Omo pese mure film ho biem no mo saba. No mo kumu, no mo wiamo, no mo jankroma ni wi for the ba, no mo be say Ghana. Do not allow that to happen again. Inti ya chichire man. Eyen kada obia benyane de kada obia benyane de. That is how it works. Inti abanba na abane wo etimu popapa na abane wo opepa na abane ayeso obechichire man na I also for support bo abane no. And this is what we are seeing. We are seeing a president, a government that is ready to work. They have fulfilled their promise. Omo share obo omo di bonuso.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.